Good afternoon. Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Friday, March the 6th. News from Arkansas and beyond. Well, the news is no news on coronavirus in Arkansas. Still no confirmed cases. However, nearly 100 people are under monitoring for a variety of reasons, and got some news today about a former Arkansan in Nevada who was on that ill-fated cruise ship whose wife got ill, and they're now under home quarantine. Not ready to say who they are yet. They don't think they have corona, but you just never know. Meanwhile, all the establishment in Arkansas is making plans as if they think we could experience some coronavirus before we're done. The University of Arkansas has plans to go to online education if something were to occur. A lot of school districts are making similar plans. Arkansas Supreme Court today announced that it's monitoring the situation carefully and hopes to keep courts open in some fashion. Well, elsewhere today, Kyle Massey at the Arkansas Business gave a report on TV advertising for the Democratic presidential primary in Arkansas. Mike Bloomberg, now out of the race, spent $4.8 million on Arkansas TV advertising for, I guess, 16% of the vote, about $127 per vote. But that was just a drop in a $550 million bucket that he spent nationwide. He's gone now, but vows to continue to spend like that against Donald Trump, and so good for him for that. Hunter Biden, you've heard that name before. It looks like he may be in Little Rock next week for a deposition in a child support case filed against him in Independence County. This is garden variety stuff, as I've said many times, but I suspect the TV satellite trucks will be in place to try and get a picture of the elusive Hunter Biden, because Republicans in the Senate are slavering to put him on the grill over his past work for a Ukraine gas company. This is to turn attention away from the manifest corruption of the Trump family and of the Trump presidency, for that matter. Elsewhere, let's see what we have. Well, a new report out from the Commonwealth Foundation, a do-good nonprofit, that says Donald Trump's plan to turn part of Medicaid into a block grant program is just a terrible idea. A lot of states would like it, cut down their costs somewhat. Actually, it would save a lot of money. And what happens when you save money? Well, you make services worse for poor and disabled people. Not that that matters to the Republican governors of the United States and Donald Trump, but that's the plan. We shall see. There might be a lawsuit before that happens. The 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals today reversed the lower court decision that dismissed the lawsuit by the mother of Timothy Johnson, who was shot to death by Manila police officers. The 8th Circuit said she deserves a chance to make her case, that he presented no danger to anyone when he was shot, and that the police shot a person who was not threatening anyone, who was not advancing on the officer, and who was not armed. It'll go back for further hearings. Piece of news for anybody that drives by the Arkansas Capitol. For the last 10 years or so, you've seen the slow decline of a former service station across the street on the north side of the Capitol. Green's Esso it once was known as. Well, Daniel Bryant, a well-known Little Rock restaurateur, owns the building, and with the help of a historic tax credit, the building is a historic service station, it turns out. Modern architecture or that harkens back to the car culture of the 50s. In any event, he's remodeling it. He'll restore it to its original exterior with the ceramic baked enamel siding and the rest, but turn it into an office building, so that's kind of good news. The work is underway. Mountain Home voters this week approved a Sunday sale of off-premise alcohol. That is, retail liquor stores and grocery stores and others can sell beer, wine, and spirits on Sunday. This was done by a voter initiative. Little Rock could do it too. There may be such a petition drive. Let's hope so. The Little Rock City Board has refused to put this on the ballot, refuses to join the 19th century on Sunday alcohol sales, but perhaps voters can get the jobs done themselves. And finally, let's just call this a note from the resistance that didn't get nearly the attention in the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette today that I thought it deserved. A federal judge in Washington ruling in a Freedom of Information Act suit says he wants to review all the redactions the Department of Justice made before it released the Mueller report on involvement of Russia in the Trump political election in 2016. He thinks, in short, that William Barr, the Attorney General, skewed the findings of his description of the report. He thinks he misled people. I just think you could say William Barr lied. He's deeply suspicious of William Barr's credibility, would say it's an amazing ruling by a federal judge and not exactly a high recommendation for what we used to call the Department of Justice. So keep watch on that. We may see more about collusion with Russians before it's over. The judge says he'll release all this material if he finds it was just hidden to protect Donald Trump and not for a good national security reason. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back next week, Trump willing.